What Medicare supplement is the best Medicare supplement for you? You can't make up your mind? Well, we're going to be talking today about 3 different Medicare supplement plans. Plan F, Plan G, and Plan N. Which plan is best for you? So what is the difference between all 3 plans? Well, there is not that much difference, but the differences are as follows. On Plan F, there is no deductible, so you don't have to satisfy the deductible from Medicare. The insurance company will go ahead and do that for you. So it basically pays on Plan F 100% of your Medicare approved expenses. On Plan G, it's basically the same plan, except you have a $240 annual deductible. But aside from that, there is no other difference. In Plan N, you have the same $240 deductible that you have on Plan G, but in addition to that, you have a $20 copay when you go to the doctor, any doctor, it doesn't matter if it's a primary or a specialist, and you have a $50 copay if you go into the emergency room. Now, on that particular plan, on Plan N, if you go to the emergency room and they get you hospitalized within 24 hours, they will waive that deductible. So those are the differences between the F, the G, and the N. No deductible on the F, only a deductible on the G, but nothing else, and the same deductible on the N, plus the 2 copays, 20 for the doctor and 50 for the emergency. Other than that, they are the same, they all work the same, they don't have any networks, and they're real good plans. So here are some questions about the plans and that people ask all the time. The first question is, do I have to go through medical underwriting on a Medicare supplement plan? And the answer is, it depends. It depends on the circumstances. So if you're turning 65 and you go on a Medicare and you're turning 65, it doesn't matter even if you were on Medicare prior to turning 65 for reasons of disability, but if you're turning 65, regardless, there is no underwriting to go on a Medicare supplement plan. You can apply with any insurance company, there's not going to be any medical questions, and you will be accepted. Now, the second way to go on Medicare, or a Medicare supplement plan, I should say, would be without underwriting, is when you're leaving your employer, you have a guarantee issue status. So you're working even past the age of 65, you're leaving your employer, and you will get guaranteed issue going into a Medicare supplement plan. Now, would you get guaranteed issue with any of the Medicare supplement plans? Well, no, you're not going to be able to get guaranteed issue with an F plan because they're no longer offered, and you will get guaranteed issue to go into a G plan, but there is no guaranteed issue going into an N plan. So if you're leaving your employer, you don't want to do any kind of underwriting, and you basically just want to go into a plan, just doing an application without answering any questions, then Plan G is your plan. If you don't mind doing some underwriting because you think you can pass the underwriting, you can go into Plan N, and it's a fantastic plan. Now, after age 65, under normal circumstances, you're going to have full underwriting, which means they're going to ask you a bunch of medical questions, probably 20 or 30 or 40 medical questions that you have to answer, and you will pass or you will not pass depending on how you answer those questions. And that is unless you live in a state that allows you to either get on a Medicare supplement or move from one company to another one without any kind of underwriting, like the state of New York, for example. Or if you live in a state that they may have what is called the birthday rule, which means that they allow you, if you have a Medicare supplement plan, to switch to any Medicare supplement plan like the one you have during your anniversary date, or actually during your birthday, without any kind of medical underwriting, and you don't have to worry about answering any question whatsoever. So, which supplement offers you the best value? Well, I can answer that question right away without any hesitation. And Plan N, without a doubt, offers you the best value out of all the Medicare supplement plans that are out there. Which plan should you use or should you get if you're in poor health? Well, if you're in poor health, I would suggest that if you can go on the Plan F, if you're in the Plan F right now currently, then keep the Plan F because you don't have to pay for anything out of pocket. Otherwise, Plan G, if you're in poor health, is a great plan because you have that $240 deductible. And once you satisfy that deductible, you don't pay for absolutely anything else that is a Medicare approved expense. If you go with Plan N, although Plan N is a fantastic plan, you will have to pay $20 when you go to the doctor. So if you're like the average person that may go to the doctor maybe 2, 3, 4 times a year, then it doesn't matter. Plan N would be a fantastic plan. However, if you're the kind of person that goes to the doctor all the time, every week, maybe even a couple of times a week, or you're a hypochondriac, then I would say Plan N is not going to be good for you because you're going to pay $20 every time you go to the doctor. So I would say in that circumstance, Plan G will probably work better for you. So it all depends on everybody's circumstances, but overall, I would say that Plan N always wins because it's a great plan and it's the one that has the lowest premium. Here are some questions that people ask me all the time about the Medicare supplement plans. I'm just going to read them. Do any of these plans have a network? And the answer is categorically no. Medicare supplement plans do not have a network. So you can go to any doctor, any hospital you want to go. It doesn't matter. The second question is, do any of these plans require prior authorization for procedures or surgeries? The answer is no. Unlike Medicare Advantage plans, Medicare supplements do not require any pre-authorizations for you to get surgeries or any kind of procedures. Do any of these plans include drug coverage on the Medicare supplement plans, whether you get the F, the G, or the N? The answer is no, none of them do. You have to get a separate prescription drug plan if you want to get a Medicare supplement plan. And here's another one. Do any of these plans include other benefits such as vision and hearing and eyewear or eyeglasses? And the answer is no. None of the Medicare supplement includes dental, vision, or hearing. Those are the Medicare Advantage plans. Now, can you get dental, vision, and hearing if you get a Medicare supplement plan? Of course. You just buy those benefits a la carte, and they're not very expensive. So if you're simply getting enrolled in a Medicare Advantage plan just because they give you a little bit of dental, vision, and hearing, don't. You can buy all those products separate and a la carte when you buy a Medicare supplement plan. Which plan offers you the best bang for the buck? And I will tell you that without any questions, it's going to be Plan N. We don't even need to go there anymore, but it's always going to be Plan N. Are all Medigap plans of the same letter the same? And the answer is yes. So it doesn't matter whether you buy the plan. I'm just going to use an example. Let's say you want to buy a G plan. It doesn't matter if you buy it from Cigna, Blue Cross and Blue Shield, United Healthcare, Mutual of Omaha, Aetna, or any of them. All plans of the same letter are 100% identical. Now, Are the prices going to be identical? And the answer is categorically no. Every insurance company has their own price point. And although all the plans are actually 100% identical, the prices are not identical. You will have, for example, a Plan G with United Healthcare that may be higher than a Plan G with Mutual of Omaha, and then that Mutual of Omaha may be lower than the plan with Blue Cross and Blue Shield. It doesn't matter. All insurance companies have their own price points for the Medicare Supplement plan. And although all of them want to stay competitive when it comes to price, a lot of them are not. So beware of paying or overpaying for a Medicare Supplement plan if you haven't done your shopping, or you will find out a big surprise that you either overpaid for the plan or you got on board with a company that has a lot of rate increases and some very expensive rate increases. So it really pays off for you to shop around and do your research and find out what insurance company will give you the best bang for the buck, not only on the short term, but on the long term, meaning that they're not going to gouge you with rate increases in the future. So are the rate increases from all the companies the same? And the answer is absolutely not. You have all companies are going to raise your rate eventually. Prices go up, and so is the price of the insurance. The Medicare supplements will go up in price. However, it's not the same buying a plan from a company that gives you an annual rate increase of 4%, 5%, than buying from a company that gouges you with the rate increases and gives you rate increases of 12%, 15%, 20%. So one of the things that you may want to ask your agent or your broker is, please make sure that whatever company you put me with, you've done the research and the company is not gouging the clients with unreasonable rate increases. And that is part of the homework that we do all the time to make sure that our clients are in the best companies that not only treat them very well when it comes to customer service, but also that they don't kill them with the rate increases every year, with unreasonable rate increases. And some companies have the audacity to even give you a rate increase twice a year, which is absolutely absurd. Do you want to find out what is the best rate for a Medicare supplement plan? Well, pick up the phone and call me. I will be happy to pull quotes on every single company for Medicare supplements that we have. And we have dozens of insurance companies. So yes, you do need to do your shopping around to make sure that your plan remains competitive and that you have absolutely the best rate that you can have. And if you don't, you need to spend 5 minutes and you need to either call us or call your broker or whoever you want to call and find out which company gives you the best rate at this time and which company will give you the least amount of rate increases in the future. So you may ask yourself, why is my Medicare supplement rate so high? Well, the answer is simple. If you haven't shopped the plan in a long time and your agent hasn't called you to see if there was a better option, you have simply been the victim of many rate increases over the years that the insurance company has given you, and you haven't shopped and you haven't looked for a plan that gives you a better rate. So the insurance companies are smart. They're not going to call you to offer you a lower rate. They will continue raising your rate higher and higher and higher. And if you don't do your homework, if you don't call your agent or your broker and see if you can get a better rate, the insurance company is never going to start raising your rate. They will continue raising it more and more and more every year. And if you're not calling to shop it around, then shame on you. You need to be proactive. If your broker or agent is not calling you, you need to call them, or better yet, call us, and we'll be happy to help you finding the lowest rate that you can get with the best company for a Medicare supplement plan. So if you want to stop wasting your money and getting a better rate on your Medicare supplement plan, call now and try to get the best rate that you can possibly get. And don't just look at one insurance company. What you need to do is you need to look at a broker like we are that have access to all the insurance companies or most of the insurance companies. In that way, you can get many choices on many rates and you will always get the best price. So, if you like my video, give me thumbs up and subscribe. In that way, every time that we have a new video, you will be notified if you ring the little bell, and you will be able to see the content that we publish every week in YouTube with good information about your Medicare insurance and news about Medicare.